Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I just wanted to talk to you guys normally. Usually I do guides on this channel, so a lot of the time I'll have my notes with me and we'll go through the video in a very structured order so that you can digest all the information that you need to be told in order to gain knowledge from the videos that I upload. But that also means I don't really talk to you guys that often about how I'm feeling about Tekken 8 and the state of the game and what I'm actually thinking about the game. Sometimes we do those videos, but for the most part we don't. Or if I do, usually they'll be clipped from my stream. Today I wanted to actually do a video dedicated to just talking about Season 2 and giving like my raw thoughts and feelings on Season 2 and actually where it's headed and Season 3 and all of that stuff. We'll also talk about Armor King and Fahkumram as well. Before I even start on that though, I do want to clear up one thing. I'm sorry I didn't give you guys an anti-Armor King guide. I actually made an anti-Armor King guide, but it wasn't up to par of the usual quality of the guides that I usually make for this channel, so I scrapped it. I was going to make another one, and then I got ill for a week. I'm pretty much better now, but I don't know if you guys still want me to make an anti-Armor King guide. If that's something you actually want to see, then please do let me know in the comments, and if it's something you don't want to see, also please let me know in the comments, because any information on that will just give me a better idea on what you guys actually want to see. With that being said, let's talk about Season 2. I just kind of want to recap a little bit for anybody who's been living under a rock for the past year in terms of the Tekken 8 universe. Recap to the beginning of Season 2. Season 2 was a bit of a train wreck. We were promised defense, we got offense, very heavy offense, plus on block homing mids, very heavy stance pressure, a lot of plus on block moves that maybe shouldn't be plus on block, new moves that characters get that patch holes in their weaknesses, a lot of stuff that is definitely not defensive patching. Anyway, something rare happened where the devs actually apologized for Season 2. Something along the lines of, and I'm not quoting this, so maybe I get something wrong, but something along the lines of, "We are sorry that we didn't deliver on our promises for Season 2 or our claims for Season 2. The balance team is working diligently around the clock to give you guys what you want, basically. Us, the player base. You know, people who actually play the game." So, we fast forward. We're waiting for balance patches. We get a couple of balance patches that were actually good. Remember Jack's Make Some Noise move that was super broken at the beginning of Season 2? That gets fixed. A couple of other things get fixed that were just unintended behaviors. We're still waiting. We get a couple of balance patches here and there. Tones down a couple of characters a tiny bit here and there. All good stuff. It's all very good stuff. Some of the system changes that were put in place, good stuff, right? They removed the chip damage for breaking throws. It's all really good. We fast forward to the major balance patch, which is like 3 patches ago. It's a few months ago now. So that was the patch everybody was expecting. All of these really egregious characters with very volatile gameplay to get like a sledgehammer to them, basically, because they are just super overtuned. I mean, at this point, it's like most of the roster need nerfs, in my opinion. A lot of the characters really do need nerfs and reworks on some of their designs because of the fact that they patched holes in the character's weaknesses. It means the character just plays completely differently now. Or more importantly, you have to play completely differently against that character, which is a big part of Tekken, right? Tekken is actually a very defensive game at its core, or it's supposed to be anyway. So, we were promised all these things, and they delivered on some of them in the major balance patch, but nowhere near enough. We still have characters doing absurdly strong things all the time. 10 frame counter hit jab into wall splat, 10 frame heat dash launchers, plus on block homing mids. You know, it took them a very long time to patch Daffina's back 1+2, which is a long range plus on block homing mid, the wall splats. They did actually nerf that, which is great, but we still have other moves that are very similar to that, maybe with a couple of differences in terms of move properties, right? Whether it counter hit launches or not, you know. But we didn't get enough in that balance patch, and that is worrying for starters. It was already worrying back then, but I want to say something. In that balance patch, they said that they are not going to do any major balance patches now until the end of the competitive season, which will be around February. And if you guys remember, Season 2 launched in April 1st because everybody made the joke of it being an April Fool's joke, right? Which was quite funny. I actually thought maybe it was because it was so absurd. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. So that means that now it is November. That is a long wait to Season 3. If they don't even patch the game in terms of balance patch in between the end of the competitive season in around February to April, if they don't patch the game in the off-season then, that means we're waiting until Season 3 for a major balance patch update. The thing that makes me worried about that is that they're not really saying anything. about balancing whatsoever. Even in the last 2 patches that we got, which are, you know, unintended behavior fixes, which is all good stuff, but again, it's not what we desperately need right now. They didn't mention anything about the dates in which, you know, or even the month in which the next balance patch is going to be given to us. I hope that I'm wrong, but the pessimist in me is saying that they're kind of giving up. I hope that they're not. I really do hope they're not, because I'm very passionate about Tekken. You guys know this, otherwise I wouldn't make you guys anti-guides all the time. I'm very passionate about this game, and it's so close to being like a really good game as well, which is part of the frustration for me. One thing that's really funny to me is that in Season 1, the system was the issue, right? The characters' moves weren't necessarily the issue, although there was some moves that got toned down, but at the end of Season 1, the game was actually in a pretty good spot. It was some of the system mechanics that were the issues, right? Heat engages being plus 17 on hit, you know? Rage arts only being minus 15, which means that some characters like Steve couldn't launch, right? Or it made Mishima's, like, using an electric to launch, like, really, really difficult. Some of the things like this that they got changed in Season 2 are really, really good. Like, really, really good. Being able to step into the foreground, really, really good. It's quite comical to me that it's actually switched the other way around, and now it's the characters that are the issue, not the system mechanics. The system mechanics are actually in a pretty good place, I think. Relatively speaking. I know a lot of people get very passionate about the system mechanics of Tekken 8. I think the game would be pretty awesome, even if they kept the system mechanics the same, they just tuned the characters down very substantially. Very substantially. Then it would mean that those system mechanics don't feel so egregious. So that's a funny thing about the start of Season 2. They kind of switch around with the mechanics and the characters' moves being the problem. My worry is that because they're silent about the balancing updates, either they've given up, which is probably not likely, or they're going to risk it all again for Season 3, which is what they did in Season 2, and we're just going to basically play the lottery with the future of Tekken 8, which is, I don't think, is a very smart way to do things, but I'm just worried about Season 3. I mean, very pessimistic. I'm traumatized by the beginning of Season 2, let's put it that way. On a positive note though, Fahkumram and AK released, and they were very pleasantly surprising. It shows 2 things to me. Firstly, Fahkumram, a character that was basically universally hated and universally nobody wanted him in Tekken 8. That they can bring a character back like that in Tekken 8 and make him a lovable character, basically, that has a very unique playstyle, has clear strengths and clear weaknesses, which you guys know I love those, and fits the Tekken 8 system really well without being overtuned and super OP, which is really cool. He has also a very cool design to the way he actually plays the game, which is also really cool. And then they can bring another character, a beloved character like Armor King, back to the game and make him feel fresh by retaining all of the qualities that make him so beloved, but also adding some new qualities to make him feel like a new take on the old character, which is really cool, and also not make him overtuned and OP. I also think that Armor King isn't that weak. He isn't that strong either. I think he's around mid-tier, but that's a whole other video. But I'm only bringing that point up to say that I don't think that a character has to be super weak to be interesting. I also don't think they have to be super strong to be interesting. They can be either all or anywhere in between and still be an interesting character that is a unique character, right? It doesn't have to be that characters are all really, really weak to be interesting. They can be quite strong. It's just the way they play that defines how interesting they actually are, what they actually do, what they specialize in, where their clear strengths and clear weaknesses are. You can still have a strong character that has clear weaknesses, right? And that makes the character more interesting to play against. Because remember, Tekken is a game with 2 players, not just 1. So when you're playing the game, you spend half the time attacking and half the time defending, right? You have to be able to balance a character or design a character that is fun to play as and fun to play against. I think the Fahkumram and Armor King kind of tick those boxes in my opinion, but it shows that they can actually create characters like that. And I hope that they can bring the characters more in line with those in terms of design choices, in terms of being able to have fun while fighting against them, which is, I think, the one thing that I think they've kind of missed the mark on a lot of the time. So I hope that Season 3, we will get that. I know I'm rambling on a little bit now, so I'll end the video there. But I just wanted to update you guys on what my thoughts are about Season 2 and the future of Season 2 and Season 3, and my worries about Season 3 and my hopes for Season 3 at the same time. With that being said, I won't waste any more time. I won't talk your ear off forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy. Much love, and there'll be much more videos on the way soon. Take it easy, guys. Much love.